Donald Trump has paused tariffs for 90 days and the markets are having a huge reaction. Bitcoin is pumping and the alts are following, but some alts are going to outperform other ones in 2025. We have the data screaming at us what to buy, but few people are paying attention. US President Donald Trump issues 90-day pause on reciprocal tariffs, and the US stock market surged following the announcement of a 90-day pause on tariffs for certain countries. So we have a 90-day pause for reciprocal tariffs and lower the tariff rate to 10% on countries that do not retaliate with counter tariffs. Now we'll read this post in 1 second, but the S&P 500 index rallied about 7% and the Nasdaq is up currently 8%. And if we check Bitcoin, Bitcoin also had a nice surge. It pumped almost 7% in about 1 hour. Here's the Donald Trump post on Truth Social. Based on the lack of respect that China has shown to the world's markets, I am raising the tariff charged to China to 125% effective immediately. At some point, hopefully, China will realize that the days of ripping off the US and other countries is no longer acceptable. Conversely, and based on the fact that more than 75 countries have reached out to America and that these countries have not, at my strong suggestion, retaliated in any way, shape, or form against the US, we now have a 90-day pause and have substantially lowered reciprocal tariffs during this period of 10% effective immediately. Thank you for attention in this matter. Now, the name of the game here while the markets are ripping is to make sure you position yourself in the right altcoin sector. And like I said, the data is screaming at us what to buy, and the altcoin sector we're going to highlight is decentralized finance. That's right, DeFi. Now, for DeFi to take off, we're going to need Bitcoin dominance to fall, and right now Bitcoin dominance is at a pretty important level, and to me, a likely level for it to start retracing here. Right now, Bitcoin dominance roughly about 63-64%, and we're right now at this red dotted line if you're tracking where Bitcoin dominance is at. Now, if we go back in history and look at how important this area has been, this has been a very strong level for Bitcoin dominance. You see last time when it spiked up during, this was peak 2021, right before the bull market really kicked off for altcoins. Bitcoin dominance fell, tried to come back up, and got rejected literally at the exact level that Bitcoin dominance is trading at right now. And look at that. That is to the 10th of a percent there. So very, very strong resistance at this level. And if we go back, you can see it acted as support back in February 2020. And once again, literally to about 0.1%, this is where Bitcoin dominance was rejected in May of 2019. And so you can see clearly in the charts, this is a very important level for Bitcoin dominance, and Bitcoin dominance often rejects around this level. And so fast forward to today, if we are in a period for Bitcoin dominance to start falling, maybe lowering after this rising wedge, which typically does break to the downside, what altcoins, what DeFi coins are we going to be looking at here? Well, like I said, the markets are screaming at us what to buy. So how DeFi defied the market carnage as traders are pouring millions into DeFi despite all the uncertainty about the tariffs. The DeFi sector is showing resilience this week. Aave hit a record high in deposits, and decentralized volumes are also up this week. Now, the DeFi sector, not totally immune to the chaos. The TVL is at a low point, low since November, but it's not all bad news for DeFi. And we're going to go look on chain and look at some stats in a second here. And I'll tell you what coins I am actually buying. Now, the TVL on Aave rose in ETH terms this week. Deposits also steadily increasing since the turn of the year. Now, what this shows is while the bull market was focused on hype-fueled meme coins and maybe coins without that much utility, real-world use case of DeFi is still very much alive. Aave, not the only protocol that saw inflows. TVL on Sky, formerly Maker DAO, is also up, and lending protocol Spark also had a nice boost in deposits. But now let's look on chain. So what we're looking at here is DeFiLlama.com. And DeFi Llama has a couple stats that we're going to look at here. So we're just going to look at a few chains because they don't have all the stats. I can't pull this up on Sui. I can't pull this up on Sonic or Aptos, but we can pull this up on Ethereum, Solana, and Base. So what we're going to be looking at here is the total value locked. But something strange happens when you go from USD to Ethereum. But when you click Ethereum, you can see TVL has just been steadily climbing and climbing and climbing. This is signaling that big money and institutions are very comfortable pouring more and more money into DeFi. I want to give a quick shout out to LBank Exchange. It is my favorite exchange to get all of the latest trading pairs, all of the hottest meme coins and altcoins. You can go to the spot trading, or you could do futures perpetual trading. And we have a link down below with the tutorial on the top of our page. Tons and tons of features here, 24/7 customer support, huge reach here, huge volume, millions of users, and they have over 200 countries and regions covered. So go ahead, open up an account, deposit some funds, and start your trading journey. Next chain we're going to look at here is Solana. Solana is the same story. You look at Solana DeFi, looks like Solana DeFi has just fallen off a cliff. It's over. Go ahead, pack your bags, head home. But when you click Solana, so instead of measuring in dollars, we measure in the amount of Solana tokens. Well, look right there. Just blasting to new all-time highs probably fairly soon. It is just steadily up and to the right when you're looking at priced in Solana. And one last chain we're going to look at here is Base. Base in USD also falling. Click ETH. Base is just going higher and higher and higher. So when you look on chain and you price the DeFi protocols and the actual tokens, participation really has never been higher for some of these protocols. So to me, this is signaling DeFi is just waiting for Bitcoin dominance to fall, and all these DeFi protocols that are strong, have strong revenues, have strong communities, are all going to have major pumps. Now, I want to teach you how to find a strong DeFi project besides just looking at DeFi Llama. Now, this will work whether you use CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. So what you would do here is in the search bar, just type in DeFi, and don't click on any cryptocurrency. Don't click on any NFT. Don't click on an exchange. You're going to click on the categories. Now, it's important to note, you actually don't show it here. You have to click Show More, and then you'll see Decentralized Finance. So let's click on that. And this is going to be a list of all the DeFi protocols. And you can see here, DeFi is out pumping Bitcoin and out pumping most of the altcoin market in general. And then some coins are definitely sticking out. Now, Chainlink, despite having one of the largest market caps in all the DeFi, the market cap is around $8 billion. Chainlink is up 14%. Also, you scroll down two more tokens. You look at Hype. This is Hyperliquid. This is a decentralized trading platform. 24% pump today. And then one more token in the 20s is going to be Ondo. Ondo is also up 22%. This is a coin that BlackRock is interested in, big banks are interested in, working with a lot of large players in the DeFi world, and even has connections to Donald Trump. But I said, I'm going to tell you what I've been buying, and I did another DCA target today. Luckily, I got in a little bit before the pump here, so I understand if you don't want to, YOLO in into the pump. But Aerodrome is up 16%, so congrats if you're able to get some cheap Aerodrome. Clicking on Aerodrome, price was very high. It was trading above $2 on two separate occasions, and now trading all the way down to 37 cents. So if you're able to get around that 33 cent, 35 cent Aerodrome, good job, congratulations. And if you're able to catch the dip into the 20-cent range, give yourself a round of applause, stand up. I'm giving you a thumbs up right here. So those are the tokens I'm looking at here. Donald Trump, he may have just kicked off another mini rally, so you want to be positioned in the right sector. DeFi's looking good to me, so is Bitcoin. I'm DZ. Hopefully I'll see you and your diamond-handed bags at the top.